Welcome back to the homestead. Welcome back. Well, we're back at it again for round 2 of the lean-to. Come on. It finally stopped raining here in Florida, man. It's been gloomy and rainy and nasty. Made it where we wasn't able to actually work on it last weekend, but it's a beautiful morning this morning. It's about 60 degrees. It got down to about 35 last night. Got a little chilly here in Florida, a little chilly. But I had my son come out today, got him back there painting.
Come on.
And getting all the shelves painted and stuff. I ran up to Harbor Freight, old Rusty with Robert Belly Acres. Well, love the fact that I went to Harbor Freight. He loves him some Harbor Freight. I needed to go get a 4.5-inch grinder. I actually got a Porter cable 4.5-inch grinder around here somewhere, but hence the reason that we're doing the lean-to for storage. I don't know where none of my stuff is. So I went and picked up a cheap grinder this morning, a little 4.5-inch grinder, so we can actually cut the metal deck that we're putting up today. We're going to try to get all the metal deck on the sides and also get the door built if we can, if we don't run out of time. I also went to Lowe's and got some Diablo metal blades for the old skill saw. And I also have some Diablo blades for the 4.5-inch grinder. I'm actually going to use 6.5-inch blades on the grinder. I do not recommend it. They're not really rated for that, but it's going to make cutting this deck a little bit easier. And I've been using grinders for quite some time, being that I owned a steel company for many years. So I know how to handle it and deal with the kickback. Still not the safest thing in the world. I did end up getting us some safety glasses and gloves and some ear protection, because cutting that metal with that grinder is going to be pretty loud. So we're going to try to be safe with it today. Make sure that we don't get hurt. But I have found that these 6.5-inch discs are a little bit thicker and a little bit stronger when you're cutting through a lot of metal. Those little 4.5-inch ones are real paper thin and stuff. They do have the tendency to explode and just send shrapnel everywhere. So I'd rather risk using a 6.5-inch and wearing the bearings out in this cheap old grinder right here than have a blade sit there and blow up in my face. Been there, done that, not a good time. Come on. Alright, let's go ahead and get these blades and stuff changed out on these grinders and skill saw. That way we can go ahead and get this metal deck going. Come on. Alright, now that we got the skill saw and the grinder set up ready for this metal deck, I've already put one sheet up back here, but I realized pretty quick that I'm going to need some help. I probably could do it by myself, but it'd be a lot easier just to have my son come over here and help me. These sheets are about 17 foot long. We only need them to be about 14 foot long, so what we're going to do is let them run wild. We're going to go ahead and put the deck up, and then we'll take the 4-inch grinder and go ahead and cut all the way down, and then we'll move to the next side. Up at the top right there, it kind of goes up at a slant. That way the rain can pitch off. But we're going to have to lay it out and cut that last sheet. That right there is what the Diablo blade on the skill saw is for. But we'll probably do all of the cut sheets last. That way while we're cutting, we already have all the saws out and stuff, and to kind of speed it up a little bit. I don't know exactly how much talking we're actually going to do while we're doing this. This is going to be more of a working type video. So for the people that like that, this is your type of video. For the ones that kind of want us to cut in and talk a lot, I don't know if it's going to be that yet. We'll kind of see. We'll kind of cut in and out on that to kind of give you a rough idea of what we got going on. So let's go ahead and get it started because that sun is kicking.
Yeah.
And it's going to go down fast. Come on.
Come on.
This lip goes over that one. Yep. And make sure you're all the way at the wall.
Come my way.
You there?
Come my way a little more. Or I guess the top's already touching. Just the bottom is like 1/8 of an inch off.
Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and rip this metal right here. It's going to get loud real quick. I'm actually going to use some ear protection, glasses, gloves, be as safe as possible. Don't need no injuries out here on the homestead. Come on. But we'll go ahead and rip that, then we'll wrap it around the side and that other side right there with 2 sheets. And then that last sheet we'll cut in all at the end. Alright, let's go ahead and get it going. Come on with the come on. Alright, now that we got that right there cut off, let's go ahead and run the other 2 sheets down this way. We'll do the same thing on the other end, and then we'll wrap that corner right there, and then we'll go ahead and get these top cut pieces in. Come on. Making progress today, baby. Making progress. Come on with the come on.
Come on.
We're in there like swimwear. we got all the deck up that we don't actually have to cut in at the angles and everything, we're going to start working on all the cut pieces. This is where we got to use a little bit of the math. Come on with some math, come on. Well, it shouldn't be too bad. We'll go ahead and get it laid out and go ahead and get it up on some sawhorses and get it cut and go ahead and slam it in. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to do the door today because the temporary canopy that butts up against this, the poles come right down in front of where the door is going to be. So I'll have to do that on another video after we get everything into the lean-to and get that canopy moved. Probably end up building that door when I build the deck off the front right there. But let's go ahead and get this cut because the sun's starting to set on us, so we're running out of time. Come on. Guys, the sun's setting, so we're gonna call it a day. Well, we got all the siding up. All we got left to do is do a little bit of trim up top, and we're gonna put some corner angle right there on the end to seal up the ends right there. I still got to get that from my brother's shop, but it turned out pretty good. Not too bad for a bunch of scraps that we had laying around the homestead. I'll go ahead and take you inside here in a second, show you how it turned out inside there. Got a little bit of bracing left to do there. Like I was saying earlier, I can't do the door right now because of the temporary canopy that's in the way right there. I'll show you that right before we go in. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. But as you can see right here, I have the temporary canopy, the only one left out of 5. But it's butted up right here to where the door is actually going to be. That's going to connect the lean-to the main structure. So I'm going to have to wait until we clear everything out of the temporary structure and get it into the lean-to and organized before I'm going to be able to build the door. But that's okay. Hey, at least I got somewhere now to store my tools. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. Come on. As you can see, it's got a clay bottom right now. It's a little bit unlevel. I'm going to bring some P-rock in here, level it out. That way if any water comes up underneath the main structure and drains through here, to drain and won't hold water and won't be wet. We got 3 shelves up top, and plus we got some storage in the bottom right there. As you can see up top right there, I still got some openings. I need to put some blocking in there and close it up. But all in all, it turned out pretty good. It's going to be some pretty good shelving for all of my tools. It's nowhere near enough storage for me, but it's definitely a start. But we're going to go ahead and call it a day and get some groceries. I think I might have me one of them adult beverages tonight. Come on, it's been a long day. But I appreciate you guys joining me for part 2 of the lean-to project. And until we see each other again, come on, let's go homesteading.